Hello guys, Tops here. Today, how does MACE-MASTERY work? So all of the weapon masteries, it's a tier 4 level 5 perk, right? All of the weapon masteries reduce your accumulated fatigue from using the weapon skill by minus 25%. That doesn't round, so for every 4 fatigue you would spend, you would get a free fatigue point, right? Okay, so for MACE-MASTEry, skill builds up less 25% less fatigue. Knockout, knockover, and strike down have 100 chance to stun. So we go from 75% chance to stun an enemy to 100% chance to stun an enemy. Pretty cool. The pole mace no longer has a penalty for attacking targets directly adjacent, which is normally, I think, minus 10%. So if I have a pole weapon, attacking a target adjacent is normally minus 10% penalty to hit chance. So, just for the fatigue alone, it's most of the time worth picking up a weapon mastery. Okay, so maces. Maces are in generally probably the overall best balanced weapons in the game. So they have fairly high base damage, extremely good armor ignore, and still really good armor efficiency, right? The one-handed maces, the two-handed maces, the pole maces. Stun is one of these skills where like a lot of dangerous enemies are immune to stun, stuff like Orc Berserkers. Things that are not immune to stun is something like the Conqueror in the Black Monolith. So stunning a Conqueror has some value. The stun skill is generally more useful in the early game when like a Brigand Raider is a really scary opponent and just stunning a Brigand Raider with like a stick is might save your early game bros, right? So that's valuable. Also, like if you fight a Brigand leader who's like really scary early game, you can just try to stun him as well. If that works, super nice. So having like a early game mace guy where you just go fast adaptation, gifted backstabber, mace mastery, and then you have just one guy who can reliably stun opponents, that's kind of a nice thing. Okay, so that's the utility part of mace mastery. As always, the pole weapon is nice if you have like a quick hand two-hander. So you have the normal big two-handed, and then you have the pole mace in the backpack. So you quick hand switch to the pole mace, and now you have an additional tile of reach and threat range. So there's that build, the quick hand two-handed mace build. You can also have just the two-handed mace if you want to save the fatigue and the perk, just for damage. And then you have mace duelists, which are probably overall the best duelists against all enemies, let's say. Because mace duelists, they are still decent at like smashing heavy armor stuff, like Orc Warriors and Chosen. They excel at destroying Ancient Undead, which is relevant for the legendary fight, the Black Monolith. And they are still pretty decent at smashing everything else, right? So yeah, mace is overall probably the most balanced weapon in the game. Let's go in-game, show you some of my builds. So normally I would say mace duelist is a valid build, although very perk and fatigue intensive. Mace quickhand is a build in the game, and the mace katal build is a game where you have the big two-handed mace and the katal dagger in the backpack. I have made a lot of guide videos for each one of these. I have made build videos. You can just look on my channel and just type in mace. You will find them. My build guides. So in this current run, I have fast fatigue neutral, a Battleforge dodge guy. It's basically somebody who has fencer stats, and I make him into Battleforge, give him relentless brownie, and then he goes first every round with a big two-handed mace. As you can see, the big two-handed mace has like 50% armor pen, relatively decent armor effectiveness, and just does a shit ton of direct damage. Also, it applies the daze, and the daze reduces damage output and initiative from your opponent. So, especially for Battleforge Brothers, the daze effect is really, really nice, because it is damage reduction before your Battleforge armor takes damage. So it's like, it has it has better returns, higher return value, because you basically take no damage if you are a Battleforge guy and you get hit by a day's target. Nice. Also, maces inflict additional extra fatigue. Doesn't matter most of the time, but can matter. And it matters especially if you get attacked by a mace. Like a mace fallen hero who hits you, gets possessed and hits you 3 times in a row. After that you might be out of fatigue if he has a one-handed mace, right? Okay, strike down, that's the stun. Yeah, 100% chance to stun. You can still shield bash, although it's not really doing that much damage, not too effective. But you can still do it. Yeah, the strike down, again, like outside of like specific targets, not that great. Later on, super nice if you have a one-handed mace early on and you just want to stun somebody early on. Let's just search for another run where I might have mace duelists for you. I just want to show you the full potential of the build. All the builds, right? Although I have specific build guys that I highly recommend if you want to have further informations. Okay, so this, oh yeah, Mace Katal, right? So we basically have a quick hand Dagger Mastery duelist guy. We have a two-handed mace, and with Dagger Mastery, it goes to 3 action points. With quick hands, we don't use action points for swapping a weapon, and so basically we can hit somebody with a big mace, we daze them, then we go to the Katal and we either attack or basically death blow them for 33% more damage against a dazed opponent. So that's kind of the mace Katal combo. Death blowing is really relatively fatigue intensive, so some people like to nimble this. I like to battle forges, but then you need a lot of fatigue. Really perk intensive build though. If you have nimble, you can just skip steel raw and take mace mastery instead. So that's the upside of having this build nimble, but you are then less survivable. And here we have a mace duelist with a famed mace. If you find a famed mace with additional damage and or armor pen, holy fuck, these guys just destroy. Look at his kills. 550 kills. Absolute beast. Absolute beast. And you still have the stun ability, which is nice, right? Inflicts 10 extra fatigue, and you just go smash everything. Really nice, these guys. So if you find a famed mace, make a mace duelist if you can. And look at that, I even have a second one. Oh yeah, additional damage. Absolute monsters. This guy, 461 kills here. Beasts. Absolute beasts. Mace Quick Hand, somebody? Mace Quick Hand? No, I don't have Mace Quick Hand in this run. But it's the same as the Great Axe Poleaxe, where it's like you just have Quick Hands, swap to the reach weapon, hit 2 tiles away, walk 1 tile with Pathfinder, hit 2 tiles away, that kind of stuff. Nothing special. So yeah, these are kind of the builds. Overall, I would say the Mace is probably the most balanced weapon in the game for like, it does well against every enemy. There's no enemy where maces are bad against. And yeah. Guys, this was the Mace Mastery. Pretty long. If you want to see specific guides on how to build certain mace bros, you can watch them on my channel. And tell me in the comments down below how you build your mace, guys. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.